What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. There's been a surge in Chinese military activity around Taiwan, with dozens of planes spotted near the country. The Defense Ministry detected a total of 41 Chinese aircraft between Sunday and Monday. 28 of those flew into Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ. The incursions come shortly after a Canadian frigate passed through the Taiwan Strait. China claims Taiwan and sees the strait as its territory. Beijing accused Canada of stirring up trouble and undermining regional stability. Taiwan's defense ministry responded, saying that Taiwan is not part of China and that the Taiwan Strait is international waters, meaning freedom of navigation applies to vessels transiting through it. Taiwan's main opposition, Kuomintang, is pushing to extend the use of nuclear power in the country.
非核家园这个口号影响到整个台湾整个能源的发展啊，把核电厂通通都关掉，改用绿电，最后的结果，目前的结果是电价一定会高涨。
The KMT, which controls the balance of power in the legislature, says it will push changes to laws to extend the use of nuclear power. That's as a think tank affiliated with the party conducted a survey where nearly 3/4 of respondents supported continuing with nuclear power. The ruling Democratic Progressive Party has campaigned on phasing out Taiwan's nuclear power plants, citing safety risks. On Saturday, the Taiwan People's Party, or TPP, elected Huang Kuo-chang as its next leader. Huang succeeds Ko-wen-je, who stepped down as chair while he awaits trial for a corruption case. For more on the future of the TPP, Alec MacDonald spoke to political analyst Courtney Donovan-Smith.
To start with, Huang Kuo-chang is now the chairperson of the TPP until 2026. What does this mean for the party?
That's an interesting question. Now, he has described on Facebook after he won the chair race, he said that he wanted to make it a progressive Taiwan-centric party. However, that isn't exactly how they've been voting. They've been voting in lockstep with the KMT. And what's interesting is that right now their voting record makes them as much pan-blue as when the term was created in the year 2000, when you had the People's First Party and the New Party allied with the KMT, and they voted as a bloc. So right now, for all intents and purposes, the TPP is essentially a pan-blue party. Now, will that change? Probably not, because Huang Kuo-chang has been the caucus convener for the party since February 1st.
So is there any chance that the TPP can be a centrist party at all, or are they solidly in the pan-blue camp now?
Well, I mean, obviously things can change, but so far Huang Kuo-chang has not shown any interest in moving in that direction other than that Facebook post. Now, it's worth noting that he has actually more power than Ko-wen-je did in many ways, because he's both the party's caucus convener and the party chair. Now, the candidate for chair who might have been more centrist, Taiping, who also in polling appears to have been more popular with the general public, she only got 3-point-something% of the vote from party members. So the hardcore party members are solidly in the camp of Huang Kuo-chang. And Taiping lost, in a landslide. So where the general public is more aligned with Taiping is not where the party membership is.
What should Huang Kuo-chang then strategically aim for in moving the TPP forward?
Strategically, I think the TPP has two paths they could follow. One is continue on the path that they're on. And what they have lost over 10,000 members. It's worth noting. And they used to have 32,500 or so, and now they have a little over 19,000. So they have lost a lot of support. On the other hand, the support that they do have right now is very loyal and very solid. Now, in opinion polling, they've lost maybe 7, 8 to 10%, depending on the poll, from the general public. But they still have far and away enough support to continue to maintain a presence in the legislature with their current support base. Or they could try to move toward the center and go back to their original ideology of being a party between the pan-blue and the pan-greens. They could try and go back to that and their original ideology of being scientific, pragmatic, getting things done, do the right thing, that kind of thing that Kuo-chang originally championed. But as far as I can tell, the party membership and Huang Kuo-chang does not have any appetite for that at all.
That was political analyst Courtney Donovan-Smith. Inspections are being carried out in department stores across the central city of Taichung following a suspected gas explosion at a shopping center last week. The blast killed 4 people and injured several others, including a toddler. As John Van Triest reports, the inspections have already turned up a string of safety issues.
Inspectors with gas detectors combed this kitchen at a department store food court in Taichung, searching for the sort of leak thought to be behind a deadly blast at another shopping center in the city last week, the Shinkong Mitsukoshi department store. In all, 6 local department stores are getting checks, and it hasn't taken long to find possible dangers. Here, they found a rusty gas connector with signs of leakage. They've shut the gas off just in case. And here, more cause for concern, this time in the electrical wiring department. Department stores where problems are found face fines if they don't fix them. But the city says there are limits to what it can do to enforce safety rules. The blast at the Shinkong Mitsukoshi may be linked to illegal renovation work going on at the time. And officials say with no one blowing the whistle, they had no way of knowing about potential violations.
我们真的没有办法透过内部的网页跟它相关的一些脸书里面的相关的消费者去知道所有的有没有施工或迁移的公告。
That doesn't mean there won't be consequences for the Shinkong Mitsukoshi store's owners. In addition to fines, they're paying over $330,000 for each of the 4 people killed in the blast, 2 staff members and 2 passers-by. And they've already paid the 30-plus injured people compensation. Injured staff members, though, worry about the future. The shopping center is their livelihood. It's not only shut down indefinitely, but also heavily damaged from the explosion.
我们会担心，但是因为星光三月他们也有保证说，就是他后续的工作。
Any reopening will be far off, though, as investigators still try to piece together how the disaster happened and who, in the end, is responsible. Scott Huang and John Van Triest for TaiwanPlus.
South Korea has suspended all new downloads of Chinese AI app DeepSeek. The ban was introduced after DeepSeek acknowledged its privacy policies failed to meet South Korea's data protection standards. The country's Personal Information Protection Commission says downloads of the app can continue if improvements are made to meet local privacy laws.
자체 분석 결과 국내 원론 등에서 지적된 제3 사업자와 통신 기능, 개인정보 처리 방침상 미흡한 부분이 있음을 일부 확인하였습니다.
Despite the ban on new downloads, the AI platform's web service is still accessible in South Korea. Intel's chip-making rivals TSMC and Broadcom are reportedly each studying potential deals to take over the U.S. tech giant's business, which has been struggling for years. Broadcom's interest in Intel was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. This comes after rumors that Washington is pushing Taiwan's TSMC to work with the American chip firm. TSMC's lion's share of the global advanced chip-making sector is seen as a crucial part of Taiwan's defense and its ability to work with other countries. TSMC told TaiwanPlus that it does not comment on market rumors. Geopolitics and bubble tea are often top of mind when Americans think about Taiwan. But deepening cultural ties between Washington and Taipei are helping diversify Taiwan's image overseas. Leslie Liao went to New York to meet a Taiwanese American business owner who's breaking conventional perceptions about Taiwan through tea.
It's been a long day of work for Elena Liao. She's spent the day sorting through her merchandise and getting it fit for the shop floor just before the busy season. The Taiwanese American runs a small tea business in New York City from her Brooklyn warehouse.
All the teas are from Taiwan. We have, I would say, like 30 to 40 kinds regularly throughout the year.
Tea Company ships bespoke teas, handmade cookies, and specialty tea cakes all over the United States, with 2 tea houses right in New York. What started out as a side hustle is now a budding beacon of traditional Taiwanese tea. She's entered the market at a time when Taiwan's government has been leveraging the popularity of bubble tea abroad. The sweet tea-based drink with tapioca balls originated in Taiwan in the 1980s and exploded onto the global market. It's now closely associated with Taiwanese culture, attracting attention to the country's innovation and adaptability. Taiwanese diplomats pose for photos with the drink, while President Lai Ching-te has celebrated it on social media. And there are events that celebrate Taiwanese bubble tea overseas as well. It also features prominently on souvenirs like keychains and even the country's 2024 Olympic pin.
Bubble tea can be really good for resonating with the audiences that do care a lot about bubble tea and hopefully widening, the perceptions around Taiwan, acting as an entry point for people to learn about Taiwan. But at the same time, it's not going to resonate with everyone. So it is good to have different types of products that can circulate and see what resonates with different audiences.
With the drink so popular on the international stage, Elena says she's not trying to break into the already saturated market, but offering something closer to Taiwan's traditional tea culture, something slower and more deeply rooted in the country's history.
These teas are way too expensive for anything that has to do with bubble tea or those big bubble tea-like beverages. And so these are what they call like old people tea in Taiwan, like the one you would brew, and that's our tea.
And she's found there is a market for her teas in the United States.
And so we start to notice that the teas that really resonate with people are actually the same ones that had resonated with people in Taiwan for generations. And if you really think about it, it's logical. It's been through, generations, centuries of product testing, right?
But Elena's company doesn't just import tea from Taiwan and sell it as is. A little creative maneuvering is necessary to market fine Taiwanese teas to American consumers.
Tea Company acts as a cultural bridge. It imports exquisite Taiwanese teas in loose leaf, but it also innovates and repackages those same teas into formats that are more familiar for American customers, like tea bags.
At a time when Taiwan is making headlines for its fraught relationship with China, Elena's products offer American consumers a different taste of the country.
I think it's good for them to read the, whatever news about Taiwan, and then they're like, oh, I know something else about Taiwan, and there is a tea shop, and I had a cookie there, and I know, and kind of a different sensibility and connection to where I'm from. So that's kind of nice.
Showcasing a more nuanced side of Taiwan, one beyond geopolitics and even bubble tea, Elena's brewing stronger and more robust cultural connections between the U.S. and Taiwan, ones that go down like a warm cup of tea. Leon Lien, Laurel Stewart, and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Conservationists are celebrating a record number of green sea turtle nests on an island in the South China Sea controlled by Taiwan. In just 4 months, more than 140 of the endangered turtles were observed coming ashore on Taiping Island to lay an estimated 15,000 eggs. Among them was the smallest ever egg-laying specimen recorded in Taiwan, indicating many young turtles may be laying eggs and that conservationist efforts are paying off. Researchers also observed mating behavior, indicating Taiping's importance to the life cycle of the species. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of a snowstorm in Canada, the second to hit the country's east in a few days. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.
For more stories from Taiwan and around the world, be sure to follow TaiwanPlus News on social media.